Yo, got another video for y'all. This time I got an NBA video though. I just want to talk about the upcoming 2026 NBA season, which is gonna start in October. We're still 2 months away, but I'm pretty sure preseason starts like late next month, or maybe early October. I'm not sure. But what was I about to say? Oh yeah, since basketball videos have seen to become like popular again, it's like flowing again in the algorithm and stuff like that. I want to make a basketball video about the 2026 season. Um, and yeah, there's a lot going on. Specifically in the West, but we'll get into all that. Like the video if you want to see more NBA videos. I'll upload like NBA rap and like I'm gonna start uploading gaming videos again once I get a new mic because I just broke mine again. But like it's crap if you want to see all that. Anyways, new NBA season, but I want to start off with right now because people don't realize this is still a lot of free agents still available. um, As of right now, Josh Giddey, Jonathan Kuminga, Cam Thomas, Quentin Grimes, all still free agents. And if you don't know about some of these players, Jonathan Kuminga had stretches of I don't know if it was last NBA season or the season before that, but he had stretches where he was averaging like 15 to 18 points per game on good efficiency as a starter. Jonathan Kuminga is not a bad player. Um, I don't understand why the Warriors haven't traded him. If the rumor is true that Malik Monk was offered for him, but yeah, Jonathan can make it still free agent. Quentin Grimes, after he got traded to Philly, was averaging like 15 to 16 points per game on good defense. I don't understand why Philly doesn't want to really give him a contract. Maybe Philly's okay with losing him just because they just got VJ Edgecombe and they already have Jared McCain. Maybe that's the only reason I could think of. But even then, I don't think I think the only thing that would happen is they will go on the luxury tax. I don't know if they will go on the second April, but maybe that's why they're not signing him. Josh Giddey wants a like 30 million per year contract. 100% why, man, 100% see why the Bulls don't want to give him that. So Josh Giddey's in a weird situation. Cam Thomas is a weird situation because Cam Thomas, pretty sure averaged 24 points per game when he was actually healthy. Now that's the thing. Cam Thomas is usually not healthy, and if he's not scoring, he's not really doing anything. So that's the only bad thing with Cam Thomas. But I think Cam Thomas still deserves like 20 million a year. I don't think that's crazy. Like 20 to 22 million a year. I think he deserves that. And then we just got like other random free agents like Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook was rumored to go to the Kings for a while now, but it seems like they're the Kings are waiting to trade Malik Monk or something like that to get Westbrook because obviously the Kings don't really have a point guard. Actually, no, they signed Dennis Schroeder. I forgot about that. That's the other reason why I don't see why they want Westbrook. You have Dennis Schroeder. You had Malik Monk playing point guard most of last season. Um, I really don't get why they want Russ. I really don't get why Russ wants to go to the Kings because it seemed like you wanted to win a championship. You know you're not winning a championship with freaking DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine and Sabonis. I don't know what the Kings are doing. The Kings just need to bottom out because it seems like they're gonna do a similar thing. Actually, no, the West is too good. They can't do that this year where they just like try to make the playing tournament or something like that. Like they're not gonna be near the playing tournament. I promise y'all that. We'll get into the West in a second though. I just want to go over the free agents real quick. Um, you got Westbrook, you got Malik Beasley, but he has like the allegations against him that he's betting on himself. So we may never see him in the NBA again. We'll see. Al Horford again rumored to go to the Warriors, but it seems like they're waiting on Jonathan Kuminga. Gary Payton the second is a free agent, but same thing for the Warriors. And I'm probably still forgetting a couple of free agents, but I can't think of them off the top of my head right now. So yeah, I've I have no idea. But getting to the actual teams, I'm gonna start off with the East first because the East is way simpler to talk about compared to the West. Um, because the East obviously have two teams that you've been hearing about all season being injured: Celtics and the Pacers. Um, Celtics Jason Tatum out for the year, or presumably he could come back late in the year, but who knows? Then Hallie out definitely for the season. They already confirmed that, and they also lost Miles Turner. The Pacers, the Pacers may still make the playoffs though. That's the thing about the Pacers. The Pacers got Nembhard as point guard now. who Nemard showed in that one series against Boston 2 years ago that if he's the starting point guard, he can still do some stuff. Like he could easily average like 15 points per game, or even up to like 17 points per game in the new role. We've seen Siakam average like 24 points per game before. Siakam being a first option won't be a problem. I just think like actually no, I don't even think backups will be a problem because they got TJ McConnell as a backup center. I just think their center play would be wrong. Isaiah Jackson's coming off a tour ACL, I think. It was an ACL or Achilles. Um, he's coming off that. So I don't know if he's gonna be ready to go by the start of the season. But even if he is, he's gonna be a weaker backup center, especially compared to Miles Turner. Even though Miles Turner didn't leave a good impression in the finals, Miles Turner is still a great starting center. Still one of the better starting centers that's not like a star, obviously. Um, Isaiah Jackson's not bad though. It's just like preferably you would want him as a backup and not your starting center. Because now your backup center is probably Thomas Bryant. I don't even know if he's still on the roster. If he's not on the roster, I don't know who their backup center is. So I don't know what's going on with the Pacers, but they may still make the playoffs because the East is so weak. Same thing with the Celtics. Even though they just traded Georges Niang for another big man, which doesn't really make sense to me. I don't know what the Celtics are doing to be honest, because their whole plan that they're doing is not gonna work unless they get a high draft pick. Like the only way that the situation will work out is if they get a high draft pick. Because even when Tatum does come back next year, let's say y'all trading. Wait, no. Let's say y'all keep Anthony Simons. Y'all have a starting lineup next year as Anthony Simons, Derek White, Jalen Brown, Tatum, whoever y'all have at center. That's not a championship team. Like, let's just be honest. It's not. So I don't know where the Celtics go from here because they don't really have good bench depth anymore. Because you lose Luke Cornett. Obviously, you traded Derek White for Anthony Simons. You traded Porzingis for essentially nothing now. So you trade Georges Niang. At least Georges Niang could be a good ninth, 10th man. Chris Boucher is going to be at the NBA in like 2 seasons. Like, that's why I'm saying I don't know what the Celtics are doing. Their best bench player now is like Sam Hauser. And I think Sam Hauser is overrated. I just think since he won a championship, oh, let's pay him 10, 11 mil a year. Like, that's kind of crazy. That's a crazy amount of money to pay Sam Hauser. But yeah, I think the Celtics are kind of stuck when it comes to like 2 seasons from now. But since the East is so weak, they'll probably make the playoffs. Um, I think the people will make the playoffs in the East just like a rough draft. Philly, Milwaukee, Cleveland, Boston, Atlanta. We're gonna skip the Heat for now. The Knicks, the Magic, Pacers, and the Pistons. I think that was eight. I think the Heat missed it because like the Heat just suck, bro. Like even though they've got Norman Powell, is Norman Powell really supposed to change that much? Like, what is the backcourt of Tyler Hero and Norman Powell really gonna do besides just give you buckets? That's just like, eh. Like even if they do make the playoffs, they're gonna get eliminated in the first round. Like, who cares? Then these other teams like the Raptors, they may do something because they have Brandon Ingram for a full season. But RJ Barrett, Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes on the same court, I don't think it's really gonna work out. These other teams just suck, like the Wizards, the Nets, the Hornets. Um, they suck. The Bulls kind of suck, but they're probably gonna be in playing range again, especially if they get Josh Giddey back. Yeah, the East just kind of sucks. What's the name? Low explained it well in this video. Legends of Winning, the YouTuber. He explained well in this video. The East just sucks. No, you really do about the East. Now the West. The West has a bunch of good teams. I think again, Lowe explained it well in this video. Most of the lower tier teams in the West would be higher tier teams in the East. Because I think the only contenders in the East in this coming season is probably New York and Cleveland. One of those teams, if I had to bet money, which I think anyone would probably bet this amount of money on these two teams. Out of the East, Cleveland and New York is basically the only two options to go to the finals next year. If any other team makes the finals, it's 100% a surprise. Because even Philly, like Paul George and Joel Embiid have been having injury problems for the past couple years, so there's no reason why anyone should believe that Philly's gonna make the NBA Finals. Maybe they make a second round of conference finals push, but that's probably it. Because Joel Embiid would have to be at the peak of this game, and everything else would just have to work out. Like the backcourt of Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain both having no defense would have to work out. Paul George would have to be healthy and actually shooting well. They would actually have to have a good four because they lost. Or like they could start Kelly Oubre at the four, but I'm not sure they're gonna do that. Like Philly just has a couple question marks or a couple big question marks going in the next season. But now as you go into the West, there's two obvious teams that's way worse than everything else, everybody else. That's Portland and Utah. Like Portland, obviously they did get Dame back, but Dame, even if Dame comes back in like February, they're at most gonna be in playing team. There's no way Portland makes the playoffs. And the Jazz is up. The Jazz had the worst team. Wait, no, worst record in the NBA last season. I think they definitely had the worst record in the West last season. But every team besides that, and I guess the Kings, have a reasonable chance of making the play-in tournament at least. Because for some reason people are really really high on the Pelicans again. I'm not high on the Pelicans. Yes, they did add Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole's on the same skill level as CJ McCollum though. Don't hype up Jordan Poole. Um, they got healthy DeJounte Murray. They got Herb Jones. They got Trey Murphy. They got Zion. They got the rookie center that they drafted. But I don't know. It's the Pelicans. They're gonna find a way to sell. They're probably not gonna make the playoffs. At most, to make the play. Excuse me. The Suns still have Devin Booker. They have Jalen Green, who averaged like 22 points per game last season. They have two bucket getters. Um, Devin Booker is the top 15 player, so anything could happen. But I don't see the Suns making the play-in tournament. Um, the Warriors, I 100% see the Warriors making the play-in. Playoffs is a question mark though. By the way, this is all like assuming that everybody's healthy. Because if the Warriors have one big injury, they're not making the play. But what was I about to say? Yeah, that's the whole problem with the Warriors. There's a rumor they may get Al Horford. I think they should just stick with what they got at this point. Because if they get Al Horford, they're literally just gonna be a retirement home. Like Steph, Draymond, Jimmy Butler, they're all very old. People don't realize how old Jimmy Butler is. I think he's about to be like 37 going into this next season, which is crazy. Um, Obviously Steph is around that same age. I think he's like 36. Draymond like 34, 35. They're all old. They all don't have the same stamp. All don't have the same legs. In an 82 game season, they might get burnt out. So even if they do make the playoffs, they're getting eliminated in the first round. The Spurs is a team that didn't make the playoffs last year, but De'Aaron Fox is there for a full season. They have Wimby, hopefully there for a full season. They got the new rookie Dylan Harper. Yeah, second season Stephon Castle. That's one problem with the Spurs I have. They have too many guards, and they just gave De'Aaron Fox a contract extension. So at some point they're gonna have to make a decision, unless um Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper just isn't. I don't know. I feel like they're gonna make a decision because Stephon Castle is not a shooter. De'Aaron Fox is not really a shooter. I feel like they should have honestly tried to trade Stephon Castle, but I don't know. Maybe that's just my 2K brain thinking. But yeah, the Spurs very high chance to make the playoffs. But I bet on them to make the playoffs. No, but they definitely can. The Grizzlies is a huge question mark because they lost Desmond Bain. But usually when John Morant's healthy, or even Jaren Jackson Jr., they have a chance to make the playoffs. So we'll see what happens with them. Clippers have made new additions in the offseason. I think they're gonna end up around the same mark they were last season, 4, 5, 6. Um, the Lakers, even though they still have no defense, they're gonna make the playoffs just because they have Luka and LeBron. Like, let's be for real. The Mavericks would be one of the best teams in the whole entire league if Kyrie wasn't gone for most of the season. Even with a rookie Cooper Flag, I think Cooper Flag fits well with what they're doing. So I think they would have been. I would consider them a title. I can't speak. I would consider them a title contender if Kyrie wasn't missing the whole season. But since he is, I can't say that. Denver made some great additions in the offseason. I wouldn't be surprised if they went to the finals at all. Houston, obviously, they got KD, DFS, Clint Capella. Um, I think they got one more player too. But the Rockets looking kind of stacked. They have depth. I can see them being a top three seed again. OKC is OKC. They didn't make any changes. In Minnesota, even though they lost to Kill Alexander Walker, they have two young players. I forgot their names who look decent enough to kind of replace what he did. So I think the Timberwolves end up around the same spot they were last season too. And yeah, that's the West because the West is a bloodbath because obviously something goes wrong, a player plays bad, injuries. One of the teams that you thought was a right in to make the playoffs doesn't make the playoffs. Like the Mavericks last season. I mean, everybody thought the Mavericks were going to make the playoffs last season. They didn't. The Spurs not making the play in at all. Obviously, that's just because Wemby got injured. Like, I can keep going on with examples. Like, anything can happen. You can't just write people in the playoffs anymore. Like Philly, yeah, y'all gotta realize Milwaukee last season was like one of the worst teams to start off the season. They ended up making the playoffs. I did not mean to click games by the way, but I can't wait for the NBA season to start. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments. I'm gonna do a video right now.